A lot of the stuff that I went through, it wasn't about me. It was about the story I had to tell about what I went through. Because it'd be stuff that you going through in life, and I ain't questioning God, but I'm thinking, I'm wondering what's going on, and then some came to me and was like, it ain't about you. It's about what I want you to do for me.
To be honest, I'm not worried about what you thinking about. Counting on my blessings, I ain't worried about what you.
What's the word, y'all? We back with another episode, the Cold Front Show. I got my brother with me, Juba.
Tay,
Yes.
Inglewood native. Got Big Ren in here with us.
We got Ren,
Hi,
Renski.
we're back.
We back, and we got a special guest with us here. We got a comedian from Chicago. I fuck with him. His name, Shakes the Comedian.
So-
His stage name, you know what I mean.
Official name Marcus Shakes. Stage name Shakes Comedian. Stage name Marcus Shakes too. Whatever works for it.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank y'all for having me on the show today as well.
Thanks for coming in, Roski.
Yeah, man. I remember my cousin Boo Man, like he be having like open mics and shit like that in the city. So that was when I first seen him, he did like a stand up you know what I mean? And like I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was interesting to see. Like and I got his number and we exchanged IGs, we networked, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. We networked and shit, but like I felt like, all right, cool. I'ma bring you on the show when I do some shit. You feel me? And this
How long ago was that though when y'all first met?
Man, time flying.
Time is
Yeah,
flying,
yeah.
though.
Cause that was a minute ago when
Yeah,
I
it
had
was
did
minute
that show. So it's been a couple years now,
Yeah.
and we done stayed in tune. And the first time I missed out. Then the second time I had to make sure I had got here because bro was definitely reaching out to me out of respect. So I had to
Sure.
come here.
All right, so like, how would you like describe your style as a comedian?
My style as a comedian, for one, it didn't grew. It didn't grew a lot because I've been doing comedy since I've been 17. I'm at the age of 30 now, so my mindset done changed. But my comedy is real. It's a lot of life stuff. A lot of the stuff that I talk about now as I move into a different consciousness is stuff that's happening in our reality, in our human experience. So I'm talking more about that to bring awareness to things that I think people probably would see from a different scope, hearing it from a comedian,
Right.
because I get a chance to make them laugh while discussing it. I could say somebody told me it's getting more revolutionary, I guess, because I done had a lot of people when I got off stage from different races and creed come to me and be like, you should be a politician.
Right.
So
That's dope though.
yeah, so it's growing. I still definitely got my regular jokes for my folks, but as I'm growing in this comedy and my voice getting stronger, I'm trying to bring a lot of awareness to just a lot of the things that's going on socially, physically, and spiritually.
All right, based off you feel me like what you just said shaped your style of comedy and stuff. What side of the city you from?
I'm from Southside Chicago.
Specifically,
Yeah.
like South Side.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
grew up
feel
on
like-
51st and Walcott.
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah.
The back of the yard. So everything.
yeah.
You feel like
Sure.
that plays a big part in how you present yourself as a
Man,
comedian.
definitely, because you know how Chicago is. Like, if you go on stage and if people feel like you soft or you ain't coming
Right.
for real, they ain't gonna respect you. You feel what I'm saying? So Chicago made me be strong on stage. It made me be strong in my personality. Just made me be strong on my character because, Chicago ain't easy to impress.
Man.
Chicago gonna tell you like, all right, next, man. I don't know what story you're talking about.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give his head a light. So it made me become strong as an individual because already in Chicago, just out of our arts and our craft, you just got to be strong in general. You got to be
That's
a
a fact.
strong spirit in general because, even if people ain't gonna try you, stuff gonna try you.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
It's just like it's an aggressive nature that's here. I don't think that
Mhm.
it's like a negative energy. I think it's just like being in the jungle. You got different type of animals. You got different
Yeah.
type of predators and prey type shit. Like you might be a lion, but shit, there's some tigers out here. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't think it'd be like, I don't know, demeaning type shit. It's really just like shit. It's just in our nature to be like, shit, you weak or what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's tough to even be able to stand on the stage as a comedian because it's a bunch of motherfuckers from here, like we were saying off camera, that think they funny already. So
And I already think
how
they
you
funny.
deal with that though? Like,
So for one, I had to learn that, man. Hey, how they feel and how like it ain't gonna affect me. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? So for one, it just taught me that, hey, everybody ain't gonna like what you're saying. Everybody gonna listen to what you're saying, but the people who need to hear it, they're gonna hear it and gravitate to it. So it definitely didn't just make me be strong, because if you go up there, oh hey y'all, and oh, gonna be like, man, we finna eat his ass alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go up there, let them, like, man, what y'all on? How y'all feeling? And people like, oh, okay, we what shorty on? You feel what I'm saying? Because you coming full
You
force.
already went up there with that confidence for sure.
And that's one of the first things as a comedian in Chicago, you gotta have confidence, because they gonna hear it in your voice. You can't go up there all shaky and nervous. And
they can tell.
They gonna already tell. And just how Chicago is, we respect people who strong on who they is.
Yeah, you can sense it on them. It's a character trait. Like, like shorty not going. You know?
Yeah, and we respect that.
And make you respect the motherfucker a little more, you know. So
yeah, because if somebody feel like, man, he'll go for something, they'll try it. They probably won't even rock with you because of that. Like, man, he ain't really standing on nothing, so I can't even trust to really move with him in a certain way.
Can't really rock with dude. His ass not standing on shit. He tucking his tail. You know.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? You can't let a person just do anything, you know.
Absolutely.
And we ain't out here looking for strife, but we're gonna still protect our life.
Right.
So comedy is often born from struggle.
I would say,
yeah. How do you balance doing comedy as your career with your mental health and protecting your mental health?
Well, one, I want to say comedy then definitely helped my mental health. You feel what I'm saying? Because me being able to make other people laugh, even if it's for just a moment, it made me feel good.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Then I learned that a lot of the stuff that I went through, it wasn't about me. It was about the story I had to tell about what I went through. Because it'd be stuff that, you know, you going through in life, and you know, I ain't questioning God, but I'm thinking, I'm wondering what's going on. And then, you know, something came to me and was like, it ain't about you. It's about what I want you to do for me. Mm-hmm. So it had been times I done went through something and I done talked about it on stage and probably was scared to talk about it. Then I had somebody after the show come to me like, man, I thought I was the only one that went through that. Thank you for talking about that.
That's tough, being able to be in a space like that and be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody ain't okay with being vulnerable, even with just they people, but even getting into a public crowd, like a bunch of motherfuckers you don't know, and being able to make them laugh off some shit you've been through, that's a gift in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate God for giving it to me. Because,
you
know, comedy ain't nothing but time and tragedy. You feel what I'm saying? We all go through time, and we're going to meet some type of tragedy in life, you know? So just being able to not let the pain mold me, but let it be able to build me to become a better person and be able to be who I need to be to help others like myself.
Yeah, that was just therapeutic. I ain't gonna need to lie to you. That was just tough.
Man, it's crazy though, cause you wouldn't even think about it, but like somebody who's like out here bringing you laughter, you wouldn't even be thinking like, damn, this motherfucker going through some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But this person's strong enough mentally to know how to like, all right, this is bringing me. You know what I'm saying? This is bringing energy to me. You know what I'm saying? That was big what you said. I fuck with that. Like, that should keep your mental intact. Like, that we big on that. Like, don't want to lose your mental out here. That shit is...
And we see it all the time in today's society, how mental health is now coming more of a prevalent thing in our society. You know, with even we got June, it's Mental Health Awareness Month and stuff like that. So now we
don't be knowing shit like that, brother. They don't be
June is definitely Men's Health Awareness Month. So we see
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even know. So I'm glad you said. I ain't been so bad.
And when I say it on stage, a lot of people don't know. And I got a joke that talk about it and be like, man, you know, another party in another community is getting the shine, but it's like we forgetting about the other people,
serious shit,
the serious stuff that's going on. You feel what I'm saying? So
spread that love everywhere.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So that's something I'm definitely appreciative of, is that God was able to bless me with this gift to be able to soothe the pain in other people's brains and help them maintain. Because, you know, this life a game, man. We all trying to, you know, upgrade our character, upgrade our play, and
that's a fact.
You know, add different attributes, you know, so we can survive out here.
Yeah. Sure. So let me ask you this. So like, do you like the shift of how like comedy went, as far as like, don't you know how sometimes you see a lot of people doing skits and stuff like that, opposed to like doing stand up? Like, I know the stand up, that's like the real, that shit tough. Like, people don't even really realize how tough that shit is.
It's hard.
That shit tough as hell. But like the skits, you know what I'm saying? You could cut that shit. We can do it again. You know what I mean? Like, you get a little more leeway with the skits. How you feel about that though?
I feel like, you know, it definitely has changed the culture of comedy and how people getting on now. And I ain't knocking nobody, because hey, if you can find a way to get your hustle on, get your hustle on. But I feel like what does happen is the art form is somewhat getting overlooked because I done had people who then straight up told me like, man, I done blew up off of this clip, off of doing a skit or something, and people then booked me to do stand up, and I'm just up there really winging it. You feel what I'm saying? And
Damn.
they ain't really getting a chance to go through the struggle of comedy. Comedy come with a struggle because everybody don't come out the gate as strong, just
Right.
funny. Like something you gotta find your voice just in life. Like you gotta find out who you is.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And it's not knocking the people who doing the skits, but it's like I don't think they getting a chance to go through the burdens of it to where it make your character strong. And I definitely think it sometimes a lot of comments get overlooked probably. You feel what I'm saying? Because the first thing I hear people say is, well, you must not be putting in no work. It's just that like, the content thing, it's crazy how it's already hard enough staying consistent on stage and
Right.
build a material. Now I got to be a content creator just to ante up my career. And it's like, I ain't knocking it, but it's like, man, I'm trying to
want
stay
your-
strong on
That
stage.
was your original
Yeah.
bread and butter. So you
Yeah.
ain't really, it ain't a passion for you. So you ain't really locked in with it like that.
Not like that. Now, don't get
So-
me wrong. I understand the rules of the game. I gotta adjust.
Yeah.
So I gotta adjust. I gotta find a way to find my
Yeah.
niche in it. Whether it be working with other people who probably more experienced in it, and then I learn from them, or I
Right.
just start from ground zero on my own and do stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I done dibbled and dabbled and doing a couple skits here and there with myself and others. But my love is comedy. Like being on that stage, man. Like going through the ups and downs of being on stage and figuring out what works. Going to these different open mics and figuring out what works. Trying to get out of town and figure out what works. So
Perfecting your craft.
yeah, so don't get me wrong. I think it's a beautiful thing for people to get themselves out there, but it definitely has changed the culture of comedy because people look at them as stand-up comedians. And it's like I always say, I think they more personalities than anything.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like with radio personalities, like, don't just take somebody's title because they doing one thing. So I think what happens is the people who've been doing stand-up comedy feel like, man, y'all ain't even appreciating the people who the craft of the people who've been doing it.
All right. Speaking on that though, like you feel me, the craft. Like a lot of people look at any form of like working or entertainment and think that like once you start getting a certain amount of like views or notoriety, that a certain amount of paper come with it, but they don't understand the hustle that come with it.
It's a hustle.
Speak on that.
It's a hustle. Like, man, I used to produce my own show, and people, how you get all these people in? Because I'm outside. Like I'm actually
Yeah.
outside pushing my ticket sales physically. Like,
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I understand the social media is king right now, as in like, the algorithm, everything. But I like the real reality of this
Right.
world. So I like being able to make that personal connection with somebody because I done had people probably can't make the show, but they done bought the tickets. They like, man, you out here selling.
You
me
already gave
something.
them experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's the beauty for me is like still working my craft the way I'm working it. Like I ain't where I want to be, but I know I'm going somewhere. And then I had to learn too, like my how everybody else going up, man, how things supposed to work for me probably.
Yeah.
God probably got me trying to learn a different notion of thinking. So when I get on that stage, I'm
Yeah.
talking in a different way. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's something I had to learn too. When I was young, when I first started this, I even told myself like, man, I want to take the long road. Whatever, I didn't know what
It's
that
worth
meant.
it though.
Yeah, I wanted to take the long road. Like I don't want this to just I want to take the long road. And it's been a beautiful journey
Yeah.
because I done had my own ups and downs outside of comedy and then my own ups and downs in comedy. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing because you see who you are through the struggle. You feel what I'm saying? Anybody can be who they are when there's success there,
Yeah.
but who you gonna be when it ain't going for you, or people ain't giving you the respect you probably feel like you deserve.
That's
feel
how
what
you
I'm
know the
saying?
love genuine though. You ain't just if it ain't going good for you, you ain't fucking with it. You if it's good or not, you still 10 toes in it.
I
That's how
still
you know
love
it.
this. I
Exactly.
still love this. I remember Dad tell people, man, when I was younger, I'm getting on the train, missing the train, trying to get to these shows. My grandma, she staying at River at the time. I'm trying to go chill with her, take care of her. I gotta go all the way up north. But I didn't miss the train one time. They had to wait till 5 in the morning just to get on the train.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to these spots for 5 minutes. So I had to sleep outside for 3 hours for 5 minutes. Like, hey,
But that's dedication though, for sure.
Yeah, for
You
real.
can't help
So-
but respect that.
So it's like, man,
That's
it's a beautiful struggle, man. It's a beautiful struggle, and and then I'm learning how to use words. I don't even look at it as a struggle, man. It's
Yeah.
growth. It's part of how
fuck
you
with
tell
that.
your
Yeah.
story. You feel what I'm
Speak
saying?
positive
Let's go.
as if it
Yeah.
is already for sure.
So I'm learning how I use my words in this world. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm learning to process things differently, how I speak them out into this world, because everything come back to you tenfold. So I ain't gonna say it's a struggle. I ain't gonna say it's a hustle. It's my love for the game.
I got a question for you too.
Uh-huh.
I used to do stand up, and a lot of people think that stand up isn't necessarily like art. I don't know if you ever realized that before, but some people will treat it like, oh, I'm as funny as him. I can do what he does. To you, what is it that sets stand up comedy apart from a normal person talking and makes it an art form?
It's definitely an art form, and shout out to my boy Mike Samp, because last Thursday he just told me that he like, man, you can't look at this comedy shit as a hustle.
That's
This
a
is
cold
art.
nigga on the comedy side.
Yeah,
Too.
Mike Samp, funny you see it. He told me, like, this is art, and it is, because just being able to pull people into your world so they can understand it, even if they ain't experienced it, and then be able to visualize this
Yeah.
and feel it, that's art. You know, being able to direct the crowd, and at any moment you can get people to be in awe. You can get people to feel sadness even through your comedy, depending on how you telling your story, man. Shout out to another comedian, I believe, Josiah. He a Christian, I ain't gonna say a Christian comedy, but his comedy is based around that. And I
Right.
seen this man do a show headline. The man, he preaching in his comedy. He done got these people standing up like they at church giving a, like, you know,
Sermon type shit.
so it's an art depending on how you can tell it. You feel what I'm saying? Because you got people who come from all type of different backgrounds. I done seen a homeless man try stand-up comedy, and he done gave his story, and it's like, damn, it make you look at how what somebody might be going through totally different.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think, to answer your question, like, it is an art form. I think what separated it is from everything else is how you tell your story and how you bring people into your world.
Piggybacking off that though, like thinking about it, like when you say like putting the people in your shoes or making them feel what you feel, that's even on a spiritual level. Like that's empathy. It's hard to
Yeah.
make a motherfucker feel what you feel. So
For real.
that's hard to be. You know what I'm saying? That's dope that you can get on stage and shift that crowd and make them see what you seen. You feel me? Motherfucker don't
real.
even know you. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
Like
even know me. Yeah, first time experiencing me, and they
Yeah.
like, man, I feel connected to what you going through.
that's
You know what I'm
spiritual,
saying?
man. That's hard.
Yeah, because a lot of 90% of the time we done all done been through the same thing. It just
Yeah.
might be in a different form. You feel what I'm saying? We done
Right.
all stubbed that toe. Somebody probably stubbed their toe on the refrigerator. Somebody probably stubbed their toe on the bed.
Yep.
Somebody probably stubbed their toe on something. But we all done went through that situation of
Yeah.
stubbing your toe somewhere.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fact.
You know, so it is, we can all relate. You feel what I'm saying? Pain definitely keep us all connected.
So like, what's
It's hard.
that is yeah. But like, what's 3 comedians that you like fuck with, like that you feel like these 3 motherfuckers I fuck with them for sure.
In Chicago,
Just
or
in
just-
general.
just in general,
you know what I mean?
man, Martin Lawrence, of course.
Martin.
Martin, I ain't gonna stunt.
Martin, yeah,
That was
Martin.
the first stand-up like his special was the first stand-up special I had ever seen. And I was in like 5th grade. Run Tell That. It
Yeah.
came out in 2003. And I ain't gonna stunt, that made me like, oh, I want to
Yeah.
make people laugh. So of course, Martin, Bernie Mac, of course, Chicago legend. You can't.
My boy.
I feel like you can't mention comedy and
For
not throw
sure.
in Bernie Mac.
You gotta
They
throw
don't
And-
be giving my dog his
Yeah, no,
flowers,
that's my
bro.
boy.
in peace.
Rest in peace,
Rest
Bernie
in
Mac.
peace to the
Of
legend.
course, man. Shout out to we got the ghost Richard Pryor.
For sure.
Man, it's so many people. I ain't trying to leave people out. You know who else? B. Cole, Chicago legend.
It's a
B.
sleeper.
Cole.
That's a
Yeah.
sleeper for
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people.
People don't really. I feel like people don't really. They probably do, but if you
Like,
don't,
if I see him, I don't know.
You-
and it's
you
one of
will-
those.
yeah, you see him, you will
B.
know who he
Cole,
is.
man, brother is cold. B. Cole, Chicago
He
legend,
been
comedy
around, bro.
legend. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
that's somebody who took me under his wing and really helped me elevate more with my craft. So he's somebody, man. If you watch his comedy and study how he moved, this man is a comedic genius right here.
I
B.
done-
Cole.
there.
I done seen bro before.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
come on, that's Chicago legend, right? The comedy
A
legend.
lot of people
So,
don't know he from here though.
Yeah, I ain't know he's from Chicago.
yeah. And then you got my boy Leon Rogers in the back, but man, B. Cole, that's a good brother right there, man. The brother always supporting people, man.
That's hard. That's hard to
Always.
hear somebody else from here.
Yeah.
You feel me? Reach back and did they due diligence. You feel me? That's a lot of type of shit that don't be on the news enough or being spoke about enough. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
That's hard.
We,
I fuck with
and,
that.
they try to make it seem like we don't help each other. Man, you got brothers like that who help out. You feel what I'm saying? We got like Cherie Luckett. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all can pull up Cherie Luckett. She do a show every I believe last Saturday. I might be mistaken, but Cherie Luckett, another one. She been touring with Deion Cole doing her thing. Like, we got some real OGs who really out here. They doing their thing, and mainstream ain't putting where they supposed to be.
Right.
But we know the truth when it comes to being out here in this world. Who really some heavy hitters.
That shit hit a little harder when they not mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
Come on
Like,
now.
A lot of that shit be watered down. I seen her before too.
Y'all Cherie Luckett. Then y'all heard me mention Mike Samp.
Yeah.
Brothers like
You
Mike
know I
Samp.
know Samp.
You feel what I'm saying? We got the Marlon Mitchells of the
Yeah,
world. You
yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
Samp
Then
one of
y'all,
them
we
ones.
see who doing their thing. Just Niche.
Yeah.
Y'all see Just Niche doing a thing. So, I was supposed to get 3. I done gave out 6, 7.
That's
You know what I'm
hard.
saying?
Show that
I'm glad you
love. I
did,
fuck
though.
with that.
Yeah,
love.
I
Show
gotta
love,
shout out my
man.
people,
Show
man,
that
who
love.
doing it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a dope thing to see. It's a
But
dope
yeah.
thing to see.
Being from the city though, with it being hard to see, you feel me? We gon' give a food spot like a gym that motherfucker when they touch down they should go get
For comedy,
on the food side.
on the food side, oh man. Irie Jerk Bar and Grill. I don't know if they
You
still
just
out
talk
here.
some shit, boy.
Yeah, Irie.
Boy, I
And,
quiet all about Jamaican people.
real talk. Hey, look, I'm Jamaican, so I
Me
gotta
too.
throw them
Peace
out
to you,
there.
brother.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Real talk. My mom from Bahamas, they're from
Yeah.
Jamaica. So Irie Jerk Bar and Grill. Who else, man? Then I ain't gonna stand. All little skinny ass be eating. Who else I could think of, man? Lynn's Pizza on 61st.
61st
Yeah,
and what?
65, probably right off Eberhard, right down the
Yeah.
street from Jules Osco. Lynn's Pizza, Lynn Chicago style pizza. Y'all love that. Black owned. They doing their thing.
That's what I be wanting to hear right
yeah,
there.
yeah, and we gotta support our black owned. And then what else, man? Shit, I'm trying to see who else I rock with on the food tip who really be holding it down. The Popeyes on 6th. No, just
Hey, nah, no bullshit though. Hey, that was a good segment though. We gonna wrap it up right here. We gonna come back. All right, we gonna be right back.
Get
All
them
right.
bucks, I get them bitches now. To be honest, I'm not worried about what you thinking about. Counting on my blessings, I ain't worried about what you on.